Welcome and thank you for joining us. My name's Al Guevara. With me today is Program Director for MileOne Inc., Cesar Hernandez. Cesar, thank you for joining me today.
Al, thank you very much for having me. I appreciate the invitation.
Absolutely. So I wanted to learn more about MileOne, and I figure more people need to learn about MileOne because it's important what you're doing. I'm going to kind of do a quick overview from your LinkedIn page. It says MileOne is an international business assistance center located in Laredo, Texas, helping entrepreneurs and investors establish and maintain a successful business venture in Laredo. It says our mixed use business incubator and accelerator is designed to help entrepreneurs succeed and grow, offer co working spaces. Our investor fast track is designed to help foreign and domestic investors gain access to the Laredo market with ease and eliminating barriers to entry and timely setbacks. That's a pretty lofty goal for Mile One, Sissa.
Yes, it is. But we've got a great team behind us. Tremendous support from our home office, the Laredo Economic Development Corporation.
Right.
So we feel very confident that we'll be able to meet those goals and surpass them. Considering the fact that we're going through a pandemic and
Yeah.
are still knee deep in it. So we're looking forward to moving on and getting our entrepreneurs and small businesses situated and growing so that they can contribute back to the community.
Absolutely. And that's what we're all hoping for, especially. And it's not to single anybody out or to, make anybody lesser, but small businesses are the lifeblood of the economy, as far as I'm concerned. And, maybe I'm a little biased, right? Because I like to root for the small guy. But I like that on your missions and goals, you talk about support services. What kind of support services does a Mile One provide for these entrepreneurs and et cetera?
So, just to your point, I mean, yes, I completely agree that small businesses and entrepreneurs are the lifeblood of this country. They employ about 40% of the workforce,
Mhm.
and there's about 30,000 plus small businesses in the Laredo region.
Wow.
So, absolutely, I mean, yes, they are the backbone of this country, of the economy. And if small business suffers, the economy suffers, and the country suffers. So, we do our best to provide as much information, as many resources and tools that we can, so that our entrepreneurs and small businesses can focus on their project, their passion, and their vision to grow their business. We have a number of things, and we provide a number of support services here at MileOne. I would like to call this a hub of resources where any small business or entrepreneur can come in and utilize it and get information. Um, when the pandemic first hit, we were all dumbstruck, right? We didn't know what
Yeah.
was going on. How do we react to it? What do we do? The government was also still trying to figure things out. But a few months into it, just by gathering with our partners and our community partners and our home office, and just talking about what is it that we need to do, we decided that we open up our doors to the whole business community. We are a member-driven organization. We do have different membership tiers that we'll talk about in a bit that provide value to the entrepreneurs and small businesses.
Okay.
But myself and Luis, who's part of my team, we decided that we wanted to make sure that all small businesses had the opportunity to reach out and talk to us for any type of strategy session that they may need for marketing, accounting, legal, registration. I mean, you name it, anything that a small business would struggle with, we're here to assist. So it really just depends on what the small business needs may be that we will focus on to make sure that we can provide that information so they can learn from it and hopefully grow their business.
Okay. Now I know that sometimes when people think, I want to open a small business, what kind of percentage are we talking about that kind of goes into it? Just goes into it without setting up like a business plan or, because I imagine there is a process that would best suit opening up a small business, but sometimes people just want to do something and get something done.
Right. I mean, I've been an entrepreneur in the past. I used to own a restaurant, and we did really well, and it was just something that we were kind of thrown into, right? One of my best friends was like, "Hey, I got this opportunity. You interested?" And I said, "Yeah, sure." So I became the general managing partner, and it's you gotta learn. It's kind of that what we call the OJT, on the job training.
Yeah. Sink or
So a lot of
swim.
people, so a lot of people have great ideas. They have an idea for a service or a product, but sometimes the preparation behind it is kind of where it falters, and they end up not being so successful or as successful as they could potentially be because they didn't map it out. Right? You mentioned the business plan, very important. That's really step one. You want to map out, you want a blueprint of your business. What is it going to look like? Who are your customers? What's your value proposition? How are you going to fund this business? How are you going to grow? What are your goals in 2, 3 to 5 years? I mean, it's all very important having that vision and having it written down so that you have something to look at, something to reference. And then, of course, like anything else, it changes, right? It might not, what you thought of doing last year might be different this year. All of a sudden a pandemic hit and you got to pivot, and you had a brick and mortar store and now you got to pivot to curbside, or you got to pivot to delivery. So it's always good to look back at that business plan and use it as a base, but also think forward and think of, okay, what do I need to do to make my business better? Can I add to my service? Am I stretching myself too thin? It's things like that. So at times, when you're a small business owner and entrepreneur, you're worried about the bottom line. You're worried about making money. You're worried about meeting your customer needs. And all of a sudden, the information that you may need to help your business grow, you don't seek it out because you don't have time for that.
Right.
And sometimes, another set of eyes, another opinion, experts can tell you something. Somebody that has experience in the same industry as you might be able to kind of give you an idea of how to move forward, because ultimately that's what you want, right? As a small business owner and entrepreneur, you want to make a living, you want to build wealth. And by doing so, at times you might need to reach out for some assistance and help to make sure that you're doing things the right way and you're not just kind of shooting off the cuff and trying to figure things out as you go by, because that could catch up to you eventually.
Yeah. Absolutely. And then you mentioned a couple of things that I want to highlight during that little conversation you just shared. One was the business plan. I imagine it's a level of intimidation if you just don't know what it is without asking questions, without seeking advice. The other thing you mentioned that kind of caught my ear was looking for opportunities, but also looking for ways to maybe reduce your size, and like you said, pivot and modify your business to adapt. Is that easier for small businesses, you think?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, normally when a small business starts off, you've got a minimum number of products that you're offering. You have a small team, so you're able to really focus on what sells best, what service is more popular and needed in the community. And if you spread yourself out too much, maybe you want to scale back a bit and really focus on the one things that are, or the few things that are making you a profit and are giving you an opportunity to grow your business. Because yeah, I mean, like I said, brick and mortars, they're still very, very popular. People are still wanting to open up their own office and so forth. But at times, an incubator such as MileOne might be exactly what you need. We offer services, we offer office space at a minimal cost, with resources, tools, and amenities provided so that you can just focus on your business. When you got a brick and mortar and you got overhead and you got utility bills and rent, and you got a loan and so forth, it could become overwhelming.
Yeah.
And before you know it, it eats you up. And that passion you may have had or that great idea, just kind of fizzles out, and you end up asking yourself, well, what happened? Why did this happen? I had a great product, or I have great customer service, but I'm just not getting anywhere. So it's facilities and programs like MileOne that are out there to really help the small business and entrepreneur benefit, and help them develop their idea and their product. Because you want to a lot of people have that passion, and well, I work for somebody, I work for a company for 20 years, I know I can do it on my own. But if you're not prepared, it could be detrimental and hurt you in the long run. So take advantage of MileOne, take advantage of the programs that any other partners in Laredo, the Laredo Economic Development Corporation, the City of Laredo Economic Development Corporations, TAMI USBDC, the LC Economic Development, all those are resources for the community that are provided free of charge.
Okay.
All they want is to help. So take advantage, guys.
Now, we are talking, of course, to Cesar Hernandez from MileOne. The website is www.mileoneinc. That's mileoneinc.com. And I was looking at some of the partnerships you have. You mentioned TAMIU, SBDC, and of course, the Laredo EDC. But also, I see you have listed like SCORE Mentoring, the
Yes.
Service Corps of Retired Executives. What can you tell us about that?
So back when the pandemic hit, as I mentioned earlier, we're dumbstruck. What's going on, and started doing a little bit of research about resources out in the community or just across the board, right? And so it gave us an opportunity to kind of reach out and bring in these people that are not necessarily from the Laredo community,
Okay.
but are very interested in helping small businesses and entrepreneurs. So the first gentleman that we spoke to was Joseph from SCORE, and they have an office in San Antonio. And so we started talking a little bit about what they do and their mission and so forth. They kind of aligned, right? We were like kind of on the same road, right? Headed toward the same destination. And so we developed a partnership with them. So now our entrepreneurs can set up a mentor session with
Oh,
anyone across the nation that may have either experience in their field or in their field or industry, or are specifically have specific knowledge in certain topics that our entrepreneurs and small businesses owners want to discuss. So
wow.
basically, it's a nonprofit organization that the SBA sponsors. You go on there, you sign up, basic information, and you have now access to thousands of entrepreneurs that have been in the same shoes you've been in, have experienced the same things, and can provide some information to help you grow. We're hoping to have a satellite office here at MileOne before the end of 2021. It was supposed to happen last year, but
Yeah.
for obvious reasons, it didn't go down. But this year, we're hoping to have a satellite office and also start inviting local SCORE potential mentors to the office and help our local community.
And I think one important thing to mention is this is people who want to help.
Yes.
They
Yeah.
want to, they're a part of this for a
Yes.
reason. They want to help other people. And it's what's great about it, I think, is that as we're having this conversation, Cesar, we're letting people know of the sheer number of resources available that you may not be aware of because you're focused on, let's say you're a creative, or you're focused on just getting your idea launched without really looking at resources available. So your I guess description of MileOne as a hub is very fitting because you can actually go to MileOne, talk to Cesar, talk to Luis, like you mentioned, and get some of this information. I'm going to throw a couple more names out there that you have had listed. For example, the Minority Business Development Agency COVID-19 Resilience Center from the Department of Commerce. That's from the UTSA downtown campus. People Fund, Sputnik ATX Accelerator, Adelante America. So there are more than you imagine, I imagine.
Yes, sir. Yeah, definitely more. And like I said, it gave us an opportunity to bring in speakers, bring in information, people with ideas that aren't just from the Laredo area. And let me tell you, for example, the Sputnik ATX accelerator, they're an accelerator out of Austin. We all know Austin is a tech hub. A lot of people from Silicon Valley are now moving
Mhm.
to Austin because they're becoming equals. You've got Elon Musk and Tesla
Mhm.
building shop, in Austin. So when they reached out to us, they were like, we want the next Latinx unicorn. We want to
Oh,
help fund the next, Latin entrepreneur that's going to have this, out of this world idea. And we want to partner up to see. And we've had a few of our members already apply for their program and are in the process of hopefully getting accepted to get funded so they can build on their idea.
that's
So I mean,
wonderful.
yeah, these partnerships are tremendous. And I always want to remind everybody, you're not alone.
Yeah.
You're not alone in this. There is help out there. It's a matter of reaching out to the right people, and you can get the information you need.
And it's funny that you mentioned this is something that again some people may not realize is available. People that want to help, that want to fund, because they also want to discover someone who's going to be big. I mean, think about it. If you become a partner of the next Latinx unicorn, you're going to benefit. So I mean, it's a win-win for people that are helping up and comers who have that one, maybe that one in a million idea. And I have no doubt there's somebody from Laredo or our surrounding area that has a phenomenal idea just waiting to be discovered. We've got a lot of talent in our area.
I couldn't agree with you more. Just through the school districts, the university, there are so many talented young students, young individuals that have great ideas. They have a great head on their shoulders, and I don't want to lose them. I don't
Yeah.
want them to go to San Francisco. I don't want them to go to Austin. I want them to stay here in Laredo, and that's really why I decided to really partner up with ATX, because I want to learn that angel investor side. I
Mhm.
want to learn how to fund an opportunity or fund an idea and help them grow and develop and say, you know what, Laredo, this came out of
Yes.
Laredo, this application, this software came out of Laredo. And so that's really why we embarked on that partnership with ATX, with Sputnik ATX.
Now, one thing you mentioned earlier, you were talking about different plans, and these are available at mileoneinc.com, and it gives you a bunch of different options and I guess choices, right? You have co-working, you have incubator, launchpad. Can you kind of go over a
Yeah.
general overview?
Yeah, so we have different tiered memberships. As a nonprofit organization, we're able to provide subsidized membership dues or fees. So we keep our membership fee low so that you focus on your business. We don't want you to be worrying about paying out every month and not being able to afford it. So we've got our entry, so to speak, our entry level membership, which is our co-working membership, which is access to the building, and as you can see behind me,
Mhm.
access to the common area, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday through Friday. Um, 4 hours of conference room time per month to meet with clients, your team, to do webinars, etc. Uh, Business amenities included, such as unlimited printing, up to
Okay.
500 black and white pages, color as well. All business supplies are included. And so you've got companies literally coming in here, sitting down here, working on their business, and all for $50 a month.
Yeah.
That's it. They don't have to worry about electricity, water, internet,
Rent.
rent. They don't have to worry about any of that. You've got a beautiful building located in downtown Laredo, and it's a great opportunity to start off a business, especially if you're at zero. Let's just say you're at step one.
Yeah.
Well, maybe starting off as a coworker might be the best thing to do, because you start getting involved in the community. And really, we've tried to create that that vision, right? That mission of collaboration and inclusiveness. Everyone here backs each other up. Everyone here helps each other out. Some people collaborate and work together. Some people refer each other. So it's a community of entrepreneurs that all have that same mentality, right? Which is, I want to grow my business and build some wealth here in the community. So it's a great opportunity for a starting business. Then we've got the business incubator. That one is the co-working of $50 per month, plus an additional $50 for $100 per month in total. The business incubator includes all the co-working amenities that I just mentioned, plus 2 more additional hours of conference room time. So you get 6 hours. And also, if you need to register your business, you'll get a business address. It is required for you to register your business, not at a residential address, but it has to be a building or a physical address, a professional or business building. So in this case, you'll get a suite number, so you'll be able to register your business and continue to run your business out of MileOne. So you'll have 1312 Houston Street Suite number 5, or et cetera, whatever the case may be. And then we've got the international incubator for our Mexican friends that want to do business in the U.S. So I've had a lot of interest in that lately. It's been rather interesting. We're working already on several projects.
Wow.
Companies from Michoacan, Jalisco, Monterrey. You're talking about big businesses that are doing great in Mexico, and they want to tap into the U.S. market. So they're
Okay.
utilizing MileOne as a soft landing. So the international incubator is $200 per month. And then the highest tiered membership, if you will, is the Launchpad program, which are the offices. I have 9 offices available to rent. Right now, I'm down to maybe one. That's the interest that I've seen. I've seen a lot of people really, start getting excited about their business. So I'm down to one office available. And that one, again, that's the more intense program, right? That's the one where we really focus on, where you're required to meet with a mentor. You're required to do some workshops and seminars. You're required to track your measure your milestones and goals. So we'll do a deep dive into your business and find out what your vision is, what's your product, basically, like I mentioned, the business plan. And then from there, we kind of decipher, okay, well, this is, I think, what you'll need first, right? Accounting, legal, registration, marketing. We kind of take it from there. We also assist existing businesses. So some businesses may have already gone through all that, but they've plateaued, and then now they don't have an opportunity to grow, and we want to provide that opportunity for them.
Would this be a part of, would the free strategy session be a part of figuring out where you'd fall in these different
Yes.
options?
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. So as the launch pad, as I mentioned, is 475 per month, small office, 575 per month, large office. It's up to a 2-year program.
Okay.
Honestly, we don't provide free, cheap offices. That's not what the program's about.
Right.
So when you come in, you have to be committed.
Yeah.
You have to be committed to accepting the advice, accepting the mentoring, opening up your business a bit to us to make sure that we're providing the right resources and tools for you. But I mean, yeah, I mean, absolutely, it's a great thing to see when a coworker that has been sitting in the common area for a couple of months says, you know what, now I need an office.
Yeah.
I'm growing. I'm going to hire somebody. I've got more clients. I need somebody here. I'm out in the field. So that's just a great feeling. But I mean, yeah, absolutely. Whatever your needs may be, we can determine that during that free strategy session and talk about, maybe co-working, maybe business incubator, maybe launchpad. Maybe you're not ready for a membership yet, but
Right.
we can help you, guide you through a few things and direct you to the right resources so you can start get the ball rolling.
Yeah, we're not just going to ask you to write a check. No, we're going to sit down and see
No,
what your
yeah, of
needs
course, of
are,
course.
right?
Yeah,
Now,
absolutely.
before I move on to the next thing that I want to address, I do want to mention I've been in your office, and what I really, really like, and obviously a lot of attention was paid into the aesthetics,
Yeah.
the back wall that incorporates the existing brick wall that was there. Love it,
Yes.
love it. It's great.
Yes.
It's great touch. Really,
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah, no, the building itself very modern,
Yeah,
very very inviting, very
yeah,
comfortable. When I first got here back in 2018, when they were first interviewing me for the position, I walked into here and I was like, man, I didn't even know this was in Laredo. First of
right.
all,
Yeah,
I had just started doing a little bit of research, right? And then I was like, this doesn't seem like you're in Laredo. It doesn't feel like you're in Laredo. You feel like you're in Austin, downtown Dallas, or something. So it was very exciting when the opportunity was presented to me to take on this challenge, and it was and I don't regret it one bit, man. I love what I do.
excellent. Tell us about what's coming up, some of the projects you have maybe lined up for 2021. I know we're still dealing with a pandemic, but life is starting to kind of creep back in. Business is starting to creep back in. What do you have
Right.
lined up?
So I mean, we all know that some businesses struggled tremendously with the pandemic. Others have thrived, or they've been able to do well for themselves. But really, what we wanted to do was first and foremost provide the information that these small businesses needed with government assistance,
Right.
right? The Paycheck Protection Program, the EIDL, which is the Emergency Injury Disaster Loan,
Okay.
and any access to capital. So we've done some really, really important webinars in reference to those topics, and we do like a deep dive. We do Q&A. We talk about just frequently asked questions, things like that, because it may be intimidating, right? You're applying for a government loan or a government subsidy of some sort, and so you want to make sure you're informed.
Right.
So we started off that last year. As a matter of fact, just in January, we provided technical assistance. And I'm not talking about just in Laredo, because of the partnerships we've had. We've had other people log into our webinars from around the state.
Great.
So we provided about 1,200 people with technical assistance just in January
Nice.
through our Facebook, Zoom meetings and webinars and so forth. So the information is getting out there. But that's just one of the things, and we'll continue to do those as well. I think those are very important, and we need more people to apply for this assistance so they're able to sustain their business. We've also got the Startup Challenge. Last year in January, AEP and Mr. Tony Arce, our former chairman of the board for LEBC, provided us with a grant. And in January, we started a project for a Startup Challenge where we're going to invite entrepreneurs from the different districts of the city, the 8 districts.
Mhm.
And we've had it all planned out, and we're going to kick it off in the summer. And then Well, lo and behold, COVID
Yeah.
19. So that was put on the back burner. We're hoping to launch this startup challenge, hopefully in the latter part of the summer, early fall,
Good.
once everyone's hopefully gotten their vaccinations, our cases are gone down, deaths have gone down, and so forth. And we're hoping, yes, we're hoping to get that startup challenge going, because we want to encourage anyone with an idea that doesn't know where to start to take advantage of this contest coming up in the fall. Talked a little bit about the foreign direct investment. That's always an ongoing project. The more people we can bring in from Mexico, only because of our sister city
Sure.
there's the proximity of the country. But we're looking at attracting other foreign direct investment to make sure that they can also develop their business and grow within the community. Our Women's Entrepreneurs Rock series,
Okay.
that when I came in 2018 had already launched, a great 6-part series where we invite female entrepreneurs to talk about their struggles, their successes, their journey. I mean, you name it, anything that they may have encountered while developing their business. And you have no idea how many powerful
Oh,
female entrepreneurs, and I'm sure you do, female
absolutely.
entrepreneurs we have in the Laredo community. And so we like to focus on those females and really tell their story, and also do master classes. They talk about accounting, they talk about legal registration, social media, you name it. So that not only do they talk about their background, their industry, but also some of the things that they're experts in. So that we're hoping to launch in April. Again, it'll be a virtual event until we can get to our physical events. And the M1 Innovation Challenge. And going back to what I mentioned earlier about talent,
Yeah.
we did one last year, and it was, or probably, I'm sorry, I'm wrong, in 2019.
Oh, wow.
Last year we weren't able to do it either, but we targeted the transportation industry. And man, you should have seen the projects that some of these teams came up with, just to make the warehouse more efficient, just to make the transportation logistics supply chain more efficient. It was just tremendous to see. So those are just some of the projects we got going on here at MileOne. The beauty part of my job is that we can create. We have the opportunity to create. So Luis and I will sit down and brainstorm every now and then, and well, let's try this and let's try that and let's do this and let's do that. And so it's a lot of fun working here at MileOne.
Again, the website www.mileoneinc.com. If you need information, Cesar Hernandez, your program director. Can I give out your email address?
Absolutely, sir.
C Hernandez at MileOne Inc. That's mileoneinc.com. And the number that you have listed, 956-413-8855. Anything you'd like to add before we wrap it up?
Yes, just don't forget, as you mentioned, our website. Come check it out, see what we offer. Sign up for a free strategy session. You're more than welcome to as many as you may need. We want to make sure that we provide as much assistance as we can. Check out our Facebook page, our Instagram page. We post a lot of great stuff and great content on there. And if you ever have any questions, don't forget, you're not alone. We're here to help. Feel free to reach out to us. Come by, visit us here at the office if you're comfortable doing so. Otherwise, reach out to us via email, and we'll get back to you. We can set up a virtual meeting and discuss how MileOne can help you all.
Excellent. Facing tomorrow's challenges together. MileOne. Great logo, by the way.
Thank you.
Excellent logo. Very nice. Cesar Hernandez, program director for MileOne. It was a pleasure having you on. We got to get all this information out. There's a lot of people, and I just know we're going to find somebody who hadn't given enough serious thought who will now contact you and get their idea off the ground.
Looking forward to it. Al, thank you so much for the invitation, man. I greatly appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And if you ever want to chat again, feel free to let me know.
Excellent. Thank you very much, Cesar. Appreciate it. Have a great, great day.
You too. Take care.